Pink circles of meat slathered with mayo, nestled between two slices of soft bread. It's an iconic image for sure. And this timeless sandwich can be made for just a few cents, which, according to finance blog lenpenzo.com, made it the most economical sandwich of 2020.
My bologna has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R.
Of course, one of the main components in this sandwich happens to be one of America's favorite fillings, bologna. Although it was named after the Italian city of Bologna, this kind of meat is very different from what the Italians had in mind. The Italian version, known as mortadella, is a cured sausage made from pork and lard, spiced with black pepper and often containing pistachios. In fact, one explanation for the name mortadella says it comes from the mortar and pestle used to grind bits of pistachio and myrtle berries into the meat. The Italians revere the meat so much that, in 1661, the Pope gave it a legal definition: a subtly seasoned delicacy made of lean pork speckled with lumps of lard. Currently, its status is protected by the European Union, meaning companies bearing the label must follow a precise formula for producing it. Mortadella has a pretty incredible history, too. This cured sausage fed the Roman army, employed 10,000 townspeople in its production in the Middle Ages, compelled Napoleon to bring it back to France, and was even tasted by Buffalo Bill during his time in Italy. When mortadella hit U.S. soil in the late 19th century, Americans revamped the recipe and created bologna, made with either beef, chicken, pork, or some combination of the three. Some varieties contained premium cuts, while others were made from ground-up parts and trimmings. And sure, bologna is affordable and flavorful, but what are you actually consuming when you eat it? Well, it all depends on the brand. Go for premium bologna like that from Boar's Head, and you'll get hand-trimmed cuts of spiced beef for around $8 per pound. Switch to the stuff sold in plastic containers, and it's closer to $2.50 per pound. Why the plunge in price? In the case of the cheaper version, it seems that this is because mechanically separated chicken is the prime ingredient, rather than beef. If you're wondering what mechanically separated chicken might be, the National Chicken Council suggests that you imagine a rotisserie chicken. Rather than the whole bird, however, this is made up of what's left after you rip off the breasts, wings, legs, and thighs, essentially the meat scraps clinging to the bone. The chicken's bones and skeletal muscles are then crushed and forced through a sieve to create soft tissue with a cake batter consistency. That's the stuff used to make bologna. In the past, bologna was made from discarded or fatty meat parts, and even organ meat in some cases. As a result, it was cheaper than ham or salami, making it more accessible and popular during the Great Depression. As bologna's popularity spread, however, some began to view the meat as unclean food made primarily for the poor. Even beyond the Great Depression, bologna continued to act as an inexpensive meat, often utilized by the government when large numbers of people needed feeding. Such groups included migrant workers in the mid-20th century, many who turned to food pantries or soup kitchens for food, and those incarcerated in the country's prisons. When the economy hit a low in 2009, restaurants even brought back bologna sandwiches as a way to defray costs. Fast forward a few years, and many butchers and restaurateurs are trying to rehabilitate bologna's reputation as a cheap meat. In 2014, Chef David Chang spoke to GQ about artisan bolognas, claiming his restaurant served one dish made from duck bologna seasoned with Chinese spices. One meat processing company, Peachy Foods, based in Pennsylvania, also produces custom bologna in a variety of flavors, including teriyaki and honey barbecue. Moreover, some restaurants have begun including bologna on their charcuterie boards. But will bologna finally be transformed from a cheap cafeteria staple to a genuine culinary delicacy? Only time will tell. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.